Up, up, Louis, up. No, not there. I know it's confusing. Come on. No, not there. Every time. Come on. We're going in the chair. Let's go. Up, up, up. Down right there. Do you know your lines, bub? This is Acting as an Art Form. Take one. Okay, that was actually a really good take. It only took the bubs 2 tries and he hit his mark exactly, but you have to remember that he is a professional. So let's assume for a minute that the bub has conquered every hurdle there is for all of the actors out there and has gone ahead and booked this job. Now, what we want to concern ourselves with is what exactly did he do in between the time when he was first given the script in his audition and this moment here when he's on set and it's go time and we're gonna shoot. My name is Jamie Polinetti, and for the last 25 odd years I've been a writer, director, producer in Hollywood. I started with my own commercial company. I've done episodic television, short films, feature films, and for 19 of those years I was the owner and artistic director of the Atwater Playhouse, which is a performing arts theater and school right in the heart of Los Angeles. So during the time that we had the theater open, we did 70 or 80 live shows, some of which you saw in the little opening there. We had an in-house theater company, acting classes of every conceivable nature with 3 other teachers besides myself also teaching. One of them was from USC, one from UCLA, and one from the Actors Studio. But I think more than anything, what the theater was a spiritual and creative home for a network of artists that were continually pursuing their art, pushing the craft, and always trying to share information about this ever-changing industry that's in Hollywood. So let me talk for a minute about why we decided to start the channel now. The downside of having the theater in LA is that the city forced us to stay closed during COVID for nearly 2 years, and we just couldn't survive it. But the good news is our theater company did survive, and we're now holding classes in another location. So the other really positive thing about being closed for so long is it gave me a chance to write this book, Acting as an Artform. And the book is a culmination of all my experiences over the years working in LA. The book is also a system that actors can use to prepare themselves for any given situation that they're going to be asked to perform in. And you can get the book on Amazon below if you want to follow along as the channel progresses. So let's talk for a minute about what's in Acting as an Artform and how the book is structured. There's one chapter on vocabulary, words, phrases, concepts, philosophies. These are things that we refer to as tools that actors can use to be constantly expanding their toolbox for however they wish to approach the art. These tools are inexhaustible and they all work together to form the system that we use today. Now here's the really cool part. There's another chapter that has 159 one-page scenes that actors can use for rehearsal, for auditions, for acting classes, to put up as performances, or most importantly, I think, to use for their acting reels so that they can always have new material, which agents and managers are always asking our actors to do. Now, every one of these scenes has been workshopped and performed in our acting classes, so I have a pretty good feel that they're all something that will work. They can all be played by men or women, and there's also a section with synopsis, log lines, complete workflow templates on character background, different locations that can be used, pretty much everything you need to get started. Now, in addition to what's in the book, I'm also going to offer lesson plans from the literally thousands of classes that I've taught over the years in our theater. And there are so many things offered for actors today to elevate their art form that I actually made a list over here on my computer because I couldn't remember them all. So the most obvious of which is probably when actors are given material or a script and they prepare that material and then go into a class, put it up on stage and receive direction or instruction or comments from an acting teacher, then hopefully take something away from that experience that they can use when they get an audition or when they book a job. There's also on-camera acting classes, which are really, really valuable for actors to try to learn about continuity and some of the things that go on behind the scenes. We always tell our actors that we want them to have the highest IQ of anyone on the set, because that's going to help them give performances that have a greater chance of being considered in the final edit. There are straight lecture and discussion classes where we talk about craft, philosophies, concepts, and all the things that actors can do at home when they're on their own to, again, hopefully give them a better chance of being able to receive material and put it up in some kind of performance level. There are movement classes, voice classes, scene study classes, rehearsal and preparation for performance classes. There's improv classes, classes filled with exercises. There are actors boot camp classes. I mean, it just goes on and on. So I'm hoping that a lot of the things that we just mentioned, I'm going to be able to go over here on the channel and give actors a chance to do something at home that then will prepare them for the opportunity to reach this magic flow state that we hope happens in a class or in an audition or hopefully at a performance on a set. And that's really the magic that we're looking for. So let's go ahead and look in the book and see what it says about flow state. A flow state, also known as being in the zone, is the mental state in which a person performing some activity is fully immersed in a feeling of energized focus, full involvement, and enjoyment in the process. Well, that's a good place to start, but I think a true flow state goes far deeper than that. It is the most heightened form of consciousness. I believe it's where the real gods live and the mysteries of life can be found. It's happened while I was alone, while racing as a professional athlete on a championship team, and while working in the theater or on a film set with a group of dedicated, committed artists. The flow state is where the magic happens. It's where true art lives and where we can change the world. We can transcend reality and create a new and better one by doing so. Reaching a true artistic flow state is not a common occurrence, but it is what all artists strive for. It takes an enormous amount of training and hard work, but most importantly, it takes some kind of process or workflow to prepare us for when the stars align and the opportunity arises. Okay, let's talk about what our final goal or the mantra of this channel and our theater company is. I think it's to give actors a consistent, reliable system that they can use to expand their spiritual enlightenment, push their art form, and do what Stanislavski said is the job of every actor: illuminate the human condition. This is Acting as an Art Form. Let's begin. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. Ring the bell or subscribe if you want to know when the next video is coming out. It's going to be on workflow and workflow templates.